Hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Cathy Segal-Garcia here. Hey. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, strangely enough, my my lovely guest is not available today. So I'm going to edit my post, and I'm going to stay on with you for a little while. And I'm just writing my guest, my scheduled guest, my scheduled. Whoops, how do you spell scheduled? Scheduled guest, Denise Times, is not available today. We're going to reschedule, and I'm just going to hang on. So it's just me, Cathy Segal-Garcia. Cathy Segal. How do you spell my name? Cathy Segal-Garcia. Okay. So, darlings, let's see. What was I going to do? I was going to play you a few. First, before I just think about what I'm going to do, I was going to do a few things, play you a few things. There's an interview with me that was kind of cool, neon jazz interview. Here, let's play that. It's kind of cool, man. I just posted that recently, and here it is.
Welcome to a new edition of the Neon Jazz interview series with Los Angeles-based jazz singer Cathy Segal-Garcia on the 2021 CD Social Anthems Volume 1. Through this COVID pandemic, she searched back through the songs of the 60s and 70s to find inspiration. That was another period of American history full of strife and uncertainty. We explore this and quite a bit more during our talk. Enjoy.
Hey, thanks again for taking a minute out, and I want to dive right in. You know, we kind of talked before during the pandemic, and of course, it's still happening, and, you know, we're still in that ambiguous zone, but you have a new album, Social Anthems Volume 1. Talk to me a little bit about what it means to have an album out now, you know, since we've had such limited chances to perform live in front of fans.
First of all, it seems to be getting some good reviews already. And second of all, I did have a CD release party last week, actually, that was really satisfying to me. We had a nice audience, actually, believe it or not. It was in a home venue. We had about 40 people in the audience, and it was great. And the band, all the band said, "Hey, let's do this again." There's a definite lack of venues to do it, you know, just obviously because of COVID. I've never been one to kind of stop and slow down because others said I had to, you know. I just always find a way to do something, you know.
Absolutely, and I think that's the thing about this pandemic that's been very key is continuing to do what you do, look at it as not time lost. We all have to live our lives. So talk to me a little bit about what you hope the listener, the one that buys the album or downloads this, what do you hope they get from this artistic experience?
This is very deep. It's deep for me, and I think it can be deep for others. The reason being is because of most of the songs are from a period, for me, in the 70s, and some are later, and I have one original also. But it's very, it stirs up what was happening and what I felt in the 70s. So I think there are other people who will feel like me regarding that. We didn't have the internet, but we knew some of the horrors that were going on across the planet. And we also, it was the time of love and hippies, you know. So we really felt like we were all together. So much of the same ideas and feelings are in the present time period. So that's why I think all ages actually of people will relate to it, because it's happening now and it was happening then. And it's basically, as history repeats itself, this is an example of how. So what I'd like imagine that people would get out of it is a feeling of camaraderie and this renewed feeling of hope. I like to tap in to a vulnerable spot, and which has some pain in it, but it also has hope. That's what I like to deliver to the audience, and I think this record is very much along those lines. There's some really, like Save the Children from Marvin Gaye, it starts out by saying, who really cares? Who's willing to try to save a world that's destined to die, And For What It's Worth and Get Together, Can't Find My Way Home, those are very strong statements. But whereas they tap into some kind of confronting the bad things that are happening, they also create this hope as well for the future, hope for mankind,
Absolutely. That's wonderful. And there are such mirror images of how history will repeat itself. During this time of reflection and quarantine and lockdown, there was a lot of time that people spent alone. And I want to know, what did you learn about yourself that maybe you didn't realize before that's going to make you stronger as you reemerge and perform live and have a new album out?
Now that's a deep question, Joe. I'd like to hear your answer too to that. Well, for me, it might have been a little different because almost immediately I started doing my noontime hang. And for the first 9 months, I was doing it 6 days a week with all kinds of people, some famous, some non-famous, mostly jazz people. And the main thing I got out of it was that, strange as it sounds, because you would think that I would know this already, I really got this renewed sense that music is hugely important on the planet and really does tie in everybody and heals everybody. And you would think I knew that, but I think I almost felt like we were taking that for granted before. And now, because there's so many people online and delivering music and people are watching, I think that that sense is bigger. And as a matter of fact, when I did go out and perform, I felt different somehow when I was performing. I felt there was a new level of awareness that I had, and I felt it from the audience too. The audience was right with me in that awareness. And I think it's along the lines of what I was saying, that people felt this camaraderie. They felt that music was really important and healing for them. That's what I felt over this time period. I'm not a person who kind of sits in their sorrow or sits in their depression or something. I mean, I certainly had moments of depression, but very fast, because I'm the kind of person who, when I see that I'm sitting there, I look immediately for a way to get out of it. And then I was busy with that, and I was busy actually in the studio too, producing some people and also working on my own projects. I think, it's strange. Sometimes I think it's really strange being an artist. Where the way that we make money now has really changed and pretty much gone downhill, unless you're somebody very famous who's selling records and on tour. The overview of that almost is very important in the last year and what has happened. For me, I'm okay because I'm okay I have a house and a husband and everything's kind of stable, right? But for a lot of people, that wasn't the case. Also that I had this show that I was doing almost every day. So that directed my focus.
The one thing that I'm kind of hoping for as we move forward here is getting some stories from people about things that are opening up, things that are hopeful, and you've mentioned some hopeful things. Talk to me a little bit about your itinerary and how you see things kind of unfolding as we move forward here. And I know that I actually saw a report yesterday that California actually has the lowest infection rate, the highest vaccination rate. There's a lot of things that are really positive about that. And hopefully with other stories about how, the unvaccinated are getting so sick and almost dying, maybe things will start changing a little bit. But I guess from that perspective, as far as like being a performer, what do you see happening and unfolding as we move forward here?
Right now, I definitely see rooms opening up. You do have to show your vaccination card, but rooms are opening up. Los Angeles is, I've been here 40 years, so I've seen Los Angeles go through a lot of different states of operating, and nowadays, I think there's a lot of kind of young blood, modern jazz, very strong here. I always say we have an embarrassment of riches here as far as musicians go. A lot of people are moving to here from New York as well. There's a few series going on right now, Just Jazz series, which he had done for 2 years, one night a week, but now he's actually expanding to 2 nights a week. And then there's Sam First, which kind of took up the slack from the Blue Whale closing. And I do a lot of work at a friend's home venue, which is really, really a beautiful situation. Beautiful, large, spacious room with a great grand piano and lights and sound, and holds 70 people, and there's even a bar there. So that's really nice. I think people are going to create venues. Personally, in March of 2020, I was just about to go to Japan for 3 weeks, which I do every year. And it was right at the time when COVID started getting a real, upturn. And I decided not to go, which was, turned out to be a great idea. But I don't know when I'm going to go to Japan. Probably in a year, I would guess. No, I don't think earlier than a year. And I know people are traveling some. They're going to Europe. I keep hearing about that. For me, I never really had a booking person. I always did it myself. I always created gigs myself. So I would have to really get creative and find out where people are opening up and where people are working. I spoke to Sina E. the other day, and she's in Copenhagen, but she had a tour planned throughout America, and she had to cancel the whole tour. So I'm not sure how long that's going to take to come back into action. Again, I don't feel bad about it because I'm doing a lot here. I'm teaching and I'm doing gigs here. I have a jam session happening here, believe it or not. And I'm creating gigs here and there. So, and working in the studio again. So, and, I'm the person who has the glass half full. So I'm not deterred, actually.
Well, hey, Cathy, I really kind of wanted to hone in on what's going on and the new album. So thank you. I look forward to presenting it to my audience, and good luck with it, and good luck as we move forward.
Thank you, Joe. Good luck to you, too.
Thanks for listening and tuning in to another Neon Jazz interview, where we give you a bit of insight into the finest singers in Los Angeles, Kansas City, and spots all over the world, giving fans all that jazz. Thanks to Cathy for her time, music, and story. If you want to hear more interviews, go to Famous Interviews with Joe Domino in the iTunes Store. Visit neonjazz at youtube.com, and for everything Neon Jazz all the time, go to the neonjazz.blogspot.com. Until next time, enjoy the jazz, my friends.
Yeah, Joe Domino. He is a really cool guy. I love having his interviews are really great. I've done interviews with him before. So, what are we going to talk about today? Let's see. Sorry, I'm just shifting around some stuff. Hi, Roland. Make it a Zappa day. Maybe. I was thinking that I was thinking of talking about some of the issues or some of the things that are going on that are a little below the surface. I mean, I don't know about everywhere else, but everywhere in LA, like if you go out in your car in LA, I think the traffic has doubled or tripled. And it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with, even for me, who has a very high tolerance for a lot of different things. But I'm telling you, it's really wild out there. And so I'm thinking that there is an excitement and a hope and still a need, kind of a dying need to get out into the world and socialize and be involved. What do you all think about that? Let's talk about that a little bit. No matter where you live, I'd like to hear from everybody wherever you are in the world. And we'll see if anyone's listening today. I know Roland Askerons is listening today, and yeah, he was joking with me. He said, "Make it a Zappa day," which he loves Frank Zappa. So who knows? It might turn out to be that, Roland. But I have noticed that there are a lot of singers. Well, this is a good place to start. I've noticed that there are a lot of singers who are taking music like I did from the 60s and 70s and redoing them. And I think it's really interesting. This singer who was here this last week or the week before, Shauna, let's see, her record. I'm gonna go find her record. I don't know about all the people doing it. Oh, Dara Tucker. So Dara Tucker is doing some music. Let's see. Dara Tucker. I think, well, this is an interesting thing. So this is again, I'm not sure what I can do here that will not get me taken down, as you know. But she does songs that are cool. Oh, look at that. See, I want to see all of this stuff, and I don't know if I can actually bring it out. So, I don't know that we can listen to a lot of it. Let's see if I can. The first time I heard this song, I had to pull over. I was driving, and I had to pull over because I think it might have been the first time I heard Donny Hathaway too. I just remember pulling over and crying when I heard this. Oh, was it this song? No, it might have been a different song actually. Oh yeah, I'll have to find that song. But this record was in my collection.
Just don't let the spin get you down. Things are moving fast. Hold your face. Brighter days will soon be here. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free.
All right. So actually, the song I was speaking of, where I pulled over and cried, was A Song for You that Donny Hathaway did, which was pretty amazing. Now, I'll tell you who else did this song. Okay. Oh, here we go. I'm telling you, I don't even remember my husband's name sometime. This one. Madeline Eastman, who we hear too little of lately, a great singer from San Francisco, and Randy Porter.
To the world as it spins around, just don't let the spin get you down. Things are moving fast. Hold on tight and you will last. Keep your self-respect and your manly pride. Get yourself in gear and keep your stride. Never mind your fears. Brighter days will soon be here. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free.
Oh, yeah, man. All right. Oh, I can tell this day is an interesting day already. I may not stay on very long, but I do want to talk about all this stuff because this is. What do you think? Do you think that it's a time period where singers? Hi, Janice. Do you think that it's a time period that singers are really saying more dramatic things, more social change, I think it swings around, and I think there are different time periods. You know, obviously the 60s and 70s really had a lot of it. And maybe it goes out of vogue and then comes back in again. Or maybe it's just that certain singers actually and writers want to express that, express it's more of a social consciousness that they're leaning out to change. What do you think, Janice? And what do you think, Roland? I'm just curious. I mean, there's always been, I've been looking at a lot of lyrics in a certain ilk. And let's see, like I had, oh gosh. I've been looking at, of course, there's always Dylan, right? Always Dylan. And there's Sting, there's REM, Beth Chaplin, Leonard Cohen. You know, there's a lot of heavyweight songs. Judy Wexler is another person who has done a lot of wonderful songs. Let's see. I mean, she also is a person now who has the like American Tune, right? American Tune. Let's see. Can
Maybe it's the time I've been mistaken, and many times confused. Yes, and I've often felt forsaken, and certainly misused. But I'm alright, I'm alright. I'm just weary to my bones. Still, you don't expect to be bright and bon vivant, so far away from home, so far away from home.
So yeah, this song is quite a great song. Judy's version is stupendous. Looks like there's a Stacey Kent version as well. I don't think I've heard that. Maybe can play a little of that. This is an official video, so I'm not going to be playing a lot of it. But also, there's Kurt Elling's version is gorgeous.
Many times confused, yes, and I've often felt forsaken, and certainly misused. But I'm alright, I'm alright. I'm just weary to my bones. Still, you don't expect to be bright and bon vivant, so far away from home,
Yeah.
so far away from home.
She's good. She has this kind of innocence and beauty, doesn't she? Thank you, Andrew. I love you too. Oh yeah, Janice, speaking to the pain and also bringing love to the forefront. That's correct. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really drawn to that, actually. I'm drawn to people who can show both in their singing, especially even in the same song, you know. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. How you guys have any favorites out there that you might want me to look for? You know, I'm always thinking, I mean, there's always people like Leonard Cohen, you know, and of course there's like the Hallelujah, right?
there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Of course, Leonard Cohen he's a little bit different because he's a little darker, right? So and okay. Oh, Becca Stevens, yeah, definitely. Let's see if I can share this. Can I share this? They're adorable. Now, they might take me down for this, so I'm just going to play a little bit of the music.
As around the sun, the earth knows she's revolving, and the rosebuds know to bloom in early May.
I love this song, Janice. It's so great.
Just as hate knows
I'm going to
not
share it
cure,
anyway. If they take me down, they take me down.
that I'll be loving you always.
'Cause now can't reveal the mystery of tomorrow, but in passing we'll grow older every day. Just as all that's born is new, you know what I say is true, that I'll be loving you
Always, always, always. Did you know that true love asks for nothing? Her acceptance is the way we pay. Did you know that life has given love a guarantee to last forever and another day? Always, always, always.
Oh, God, so gorgeous.
just as time needs to move on since the beginning, and the seasons know exactly when to change. But just as kindness knows no shame through all your joy and pain, that I'll be loving you
As today I know I'm living, but tomorrow could make me the past, but that I mustn't fear. For I know deep in my mind the love I've left behind, 'cause I'll be loving you always, 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 always,
until the day is night and night becomes the day,
always,
until the trees and seas just up and fly away,
always,
until the day that 8 times 8 times 8 is 4, until the day that is the day that I'm no more.
always, until the rainbow burns the stars out in the sky, until the ocean covers every mountain high, until the dolphin flies and parrots live at sea, until we dream of life and life becomes a dream. Always, 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 be loving you.
Uh, wow. I love those two. You know, yeah. I don't even care if I get taken down today. Because just seeing that, thank you, Janice. That was nice. Yeah, I mean, how can you not love that kind of stuff? How can you not be moved by it? How do you not need it? You know, we all need this kind of stuff. And yeah, everybody brings it in their own way. Musicians obviously bring it through their music, and not everybody wants that particular vibe. You know, maybe they're, you know, whatever. Anyway, this is good. So, what am I going to talk about now? Well, there's another thing that I actually kind of wanted to play. This was Cathy Segal-Garcia singing America, which I feel I really love America. I've traveled enough that I have seen why I love America, you know, and see, I'm just looking for the song. Where is it? Well, I guess I'll have to go to my record. If I go here, what about if I go to my site? No playlists? No. Okay, all right, I'm getting there. Intuition. That's my record, Intuition. Here we go. Intuition, but this is not the song that I wanted, but gosh, amazing. Intuition, America. I might just have to play it on my off of my iTunes. Okay. So here we go. This is Lou Matthews, who great piano player. He's one of those guys that whoever knew about him will never forget him. But now that he's kind of out of the scene, you might forget him. But he played with Nancy Wilson for a number of years. He was, as far as an accompanist went, was an amazing, one of those accompanists who's amazing. I've done a lot of duos, and accompanists, especially in a duo form, piano or guitar, they're very different. You know, some are real solid. Some are it's kind of like they have your back no matter what. Lou Matthews was a guy like that. Tom Garvin in LA was a guy like that. So was Ross Tompkins, who I recorded with. And yeah, it's like no matter where you turn, you might go like this, you know, figuratively, and they'd be right there catching you. Then there's other players who are like somebody like Josh Nelson, somebody who very sensitive and responsive, and you feel responsive in yourself. I've met a pianist recently, Jeremy Siskind, and he and I have a unique relationship. And so I created a gig this month, November 20th, for those of you in LA, at the G Spot, the venue that I always do my home venue gigs in. And I'm really looking forward to that gig. It's a duo. I love duos. Duos are explosive, which is actually where this recording from America comes from. So it's called Intuition, and I sang with 10 different piano players mostly in duo. One or two songs with Karen Hammock, who's a great pianist as well. We invited Calabria Foti to play fiddle, as she says, on it. And those were really beautiful too. I'll have to play one of those. But America, speaking of the subject that I was speaking of, America is a song that I feel really attached to. And actually, I sang it at my CD party with a special arrangement by Rick Helzer, who was the arranger and a pianist on my very first record. He's really a genius guy. Anyway, here is America. So. Let's see if I can show you a picture. Not the picture from one of those people who will take me off. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. How beautiful for patriots' dream that sees beyond the years. Thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, oh America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea, yes, from sea, to shining sea. Oh, America, oh, beautiful America. Oh, America, yes, yes, America. From sea to shining sea. Yeah, that's just, boy, he plays so good. Lou, there's actually, I wanted to play you guys one particular song. These all great piano players, as you read, but this is an original that my husband and I wrote of this woman that we met on our honeymoon in Ireland. It was quite the story. We were driving in a car from Budget, and it was a stick shift, and the car was not in good shape, and we were on what they call a highway, which was basically a country road, and the stick shift went, the clutch, and we happened to stop in front of this little house behind these tall trees, and I knocked on the door, and it was this older woman named Mary O'Shaughnessy, and it was a real old style place, you know. Basically, there was a big room with a kitchen and kind of living room area, and then, you know, a few little rooms off to the side, like bedroom and bathroom and stuff. And she was so kind, so nice. Make a long story short, she was so kind to us, and Budget was so unkind to us that when we left, the tow truck guy who was not supposed to take us anywhere felt bad, and he took us. He was about to take us to the train station, and she looked at me, and I looked at her, and I thought, please do not say anything nice, because I'll cry. And sure enough, she she said, oh, I thought I'd invite you in for a little spot of tea. And I lost it. And then Gary and I wrote this song when we came back. So this is Karen Hammock playing piano and Calabria Foti on violin. Open this up and turn this picture around for y'all. Mary O'Shaughnessy on the road to Thomastown, away from Kilkenny, behind the trees. Mary O'Shaughnessy, she's everybody's mother. A touch on your shoulder can help you see. She sits in the chair that her loved husband made, watching the grandchildren play in the shade. The years have since passed that her sons have all grown, and time is the one true friend she's ever known. Here in her little chair, long after night has come, where has the time all gone? Dreaming of faraway places she's never seen, happy with dreams and the life that has always been. Mary O'Shaughnessy on the road to Thomastown, away from Kilkenny, behind the trees. Mary O'Shaughnessy, she's everybody's mother. A touch on your shoulder can help you see. The light in her eyes tells you life will go on, no matter the sorrows or loss that you've known. A touch of her hand and a soft-spoken word seems like the sweetest thing you've ever heard. Mary sits down in her chair in her little home. Time's like an enemy, only when you're alone. Life will move on like a river that flows into it. Everyone goes. All right, enough of me here. Okay, so back to you all. Back to us all. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, if you had tuned in to hear Denise Times, which I tuned in, but yeah, unfortunately, Denise couldn't make it. So we're going to reschedule her. And she's a really wonderful, wonderful jazz singer from Chicago. And yeah, she's a lovely person and tall. She's come here and done the jazz salon, and she used to do Betty Bryant, was that her name? The A-Frame concerts in LA. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. You know what I mean? I would feel better, actually. I wouldn't feel as good if I knew that other people were having the same problem. Anyway, what can I tell you before I get off? Luciana Souza is going to be online with me for a special day on Friday, this Friday, which also is the day that I'm singing a gig near LAX at the conference room in Playa Vista. It's a gig and a jam session, 6:30 to 9:30. Look at my website if you're interested in coming. There's parking directions, and there's a number to call for reservations, which I suggest. But Luciana Souza, 12 to 1:30 on Friday. And tomorrow on this show live is Bernie Dressel, who's a drummer, very popular drummer here for, I mean, everything from live gigs to studio, lots of studio stuff. He's been on a lot of TV and movie things that you've heard. So he's really good. What else? It's not Betty Bryant, by the way. It's Betty, I forget her last name. Next, and also, every day, if you tune in at around 12, you can see one of these noontime shows, because I'll always do an archive if I'm not doing live. So archives this week, Thursday, is Ed Neumeister, who's a trombonist who's world renowned. And Saturday, Evie Layden, who I'm going to show you just a picture of Evie Layden, or maybe I'll show you a little. Let's see if I can get her up a little bit, because maybe some of you do not know Evie Layden, and she's a really amazing artist. She's Appalachian or Americana, and she clogs. She plays banjo damn good. Her husband Keith is world renowned as a body percussionist. Let me just show you a little bit of her because it's hard to express how wonderful she is. She really is wonderful. Here we go. Very different from my stuff, right? Keith Terry is her husband. He's standing to her left. And over to the right on guitar is Eric Pearson.
Stick to schedule, it seems. I move slowly in and out of my dreams. I wake, I fall back into bed. I tell myself it's the rain, it keeps coming. The day's dark again. I hear gunshots, the news is bad. I get the feeling that we're all being had. There's fire and smoke, the laws are broke. How do we push back the rain? It keeps coming. The day's dark again. All I hear is the radio. Let me hear the rain. It's a new cyclone, a verbal hurricane. All I hear is the radio. Let me hear the rain. We're trapped in a vacuum, new cyclone hurricane.
This is some of it. I mean, it's a lot. Everything's very different. She's really an amazing singer. And I remember it was a wonderful conversation as well. I don't know if any of you know this, but I'm coming out with a book soon. A very small philosophy book. You'll be able to get it online or hard copy if you so desire. But after that is completed, I'm going to be listening back to all of my noontime hangs and writing down my own personal aha moments with each one and then making several books out of it. So, because I have a feeling if I waited till I did every noontime hang, I would never finish it. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be fun. I'm so thankful to all the people who I've interviewed and the people in yet to interview. So anyway, Evie Layden is going to be on Saturday, and Sunday the archived artist is Vardan of Sepian, who's an Armenian piano player, jazz, kind of a foot in classical and a foot in jazz. He's a genius, and he's a friend, and that was really fun. And next week, live people will be Pepper Mache, who's also known as Sista Jean, great blues singer, wonderful singer, and a friend of mine who I've booked in the past. Tuesday, Beverly Church Hogan, who's an older person, and just it's almost like she's a younger person who's who's coming out to with her beautiful music. Oh, Dan. So apparently Facebook did take me down, but it was probably that Becca Stevens thing, but I don't care. That was so good. Thanks, Janice, for that. Or actually, Janice is probably not even hearing this anymore because she was on Facebook. Anyway, Wednesday will be Mary Foster Conklin. And yeah, next week, if any of you guys are in LA, Jake Clayton, who is the veteran, one of the first people to do free vocal jazz, and a friend of Sheila Jordan's, and she had a loft in the days when Charlie Parker was around, and she's 80 years old, and she's coming to do a West Coast tour, so she's going to be doing a brunch at Feinstein / Vitello's Sunday, November 14th. And she'll also be doing a workshop on Saturday, the 13th, here, 11:30 to 2:30. And then if you're interested in private lessons, she also is in town for Thursday and Friday private lessons. So I think on that note, I'm going to end off since Facebook threw me off anyway. And who knows if they'll let me on again. So there you go. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. If you don't see me on Facebook, look on YouTube. Okay. Bye.